Hey up my ducks, Chelsea here today at Studio Simley, and we're back in Evergreen Harbour renovating another container home. As you can see in front of the container home, that's Knox with his mums. Originally this one was pretty cool for an EA build, I've got to say. It was kind of made to look like a crane. Somebody obviously put a lot of time into it, but I thought with Knox being like a young adult, he'd probably want his own space more than like a little I think it was like, was it 6 squares or 4 squares? It just had a single bed in Knox's room. There was no indoor kitchen, it was all outdoors, but I still wanted to keep with the container home theme because I love making container homes. It probably won't be the last one that I make because honestly I'm having so much fun with these container homes. But I did keep it the same colour as it was originally, and I wanted to make sure that they had the same like maker equipment, you know, because they got like the fabricator and stuff like that, so I thought that's what I wanted to do. I gave them some outdoor deck space. This L-shaped container home here is going to be where Mrs. and Mrs. Greenberg mostly reside. It's got a kitchen, dining and living area, a double bedroom and a full-size bathroom. And then I also build a second container which is less sort of finished, which is like Knox's little studio apartment space. I made sure to try and make use of the roof area as well. Got to put some ladders in and use this new awning. I love so many of the items that came with Eco Lifestyle. As much as I love the apartments in San Myshuno, and actually I don't really love the apartments, I love the idea of being able to live in an apartment in The Sims, because I live in I live in a flat in real life, and I love living in flats. I will continue living in flats. So I think that might be one of the things that swayed it with Eco Lifestyle for me, the fact that we've got new apartments. So yeah, I think Eco Lifestyle might now be my favourite expansion pack. And that's took some doing because even Solani didn't push it for me, and I would almost always rather be at the beach. So I made this like outdoor cooking, dining, sunbathing area on the roof, and I've used the roof solar panels, fancy, on this side, and then on Knox's these wind turbines as well. I wanted to try and make it as self-sufficient as possible, but I haven't had a chance to play in it too much yet, so I'm hoping that I've got enough solar panels, wind turbines, dew catchers and stuff to actually make this house function. But it was actually already late afternoon for The Sims when I started playing this, so they did have to spend the first night with no power, no water, because I made it off the grid, and they hadn't generated any during the day because it's technically a new home. I bulldozed their old one. I put a little fire pit outside, a little sort of outdoor living area which could accommodate more Sims than the living area that's inside the actual container home. This is Knox's little studio that I'm building now. I don't end up keeping the windows on that side, just because it's easier for placement of the kitchen and the bathroom, and also privacy. So Knox gets this like little studio shipping container, and his mums have got their own space, which I thought was cool. It is more expensive than their original home. I think I spent about 15k more than they had, which is a lot of money. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, who can just pull 15k out of nowhere? But you can in The Sims, you know, there's cheats for that. So yes, this is more expensive than the home that they had before. Am I going to change it to make it so that it fits in their actual budget? No, I am not, because I prefer it like this. Even though the original build for an EA build was pretty cool. The only thing I didn't really like about the floor plan on these is you kind of have to walk through the bedrooms to get to the bathroom. But obviously with Knox having his own space now, he's not having to walk through his mum's bedroom. Really, he could just go over to his own shipping container if he needed the bathroom. But it does kind of suck if you have guests, because you do have to walk through someone's bedroom. I got to use quite a few of the tiny living items in this again. I think Knox has got a Murphy bed, although I did use the new eco lifestyle bed in the mum's bedroom. I've got to say I'm loving being able to alt place the doors and windows. I find that it works best on like interior doors because doesn't tend to be any problems with that, but like windows, they don't tend to work right in quite a lot of places, which is a shame, but sometimes it is quite helpful. I'm still really glad we've got it, but I do use it a lot for the doors. I can just like move the door a little bit if it's in my way, and it's a game changer, honestly. This all looks very nice in build mode, but obviously when I go into live mode in a little bit, everything's a little bit dark because, as I say, it's evening, so they've not generated enough power to actually use their lights, so it's just the candles that are working during my screenshots, which is so helpful. But I haven't put my mods back in yet since the update to be able to change the season all the time, so... But I have done that today, so hopefully on my next video I will be able to adjust things for screenshot purposes. At this point I actually put show hidden objects on because there's a lot of objects that you can make using the fabricator, and I figured seeing as they did have the fabricator, it makes sense that they could have maybe made some of these items. So I gave them the wardrobe, that's a fabricated item. I did give them some of the candles, but then I realised they don't have a candle maker, so just imagine they were gifts from somebody that they know that has a candle maker. But yeah, I used a few of the fabricated items. There's like some lights that I used, both wall lights and like little table lamps. Yeah, they're like sort of fabricated items dotted around everywhere, so yeah, I really enjoyed that. I haven't limited myself with packs on this one because, well, frankly, I have all the packs, and I never thought I was the kind of person that would be able to say that, because, I mean, that's a lot of packs, so I might as well use them. Onto the bathroom now. I used a shower tub combo thing to make the most out of the little 6-tile bathroom. I don't think that's a bad size for a bathroom in a tiny home. Although, to be fair, I only usually make them 3x3 in normal sized houses, so it's not that much smaller. Using the Tiny Living canvases again. I really like those pictures that came with Tiny Living. Come in some really nice swatches. Yeah, and this is like Knox's little studio. As you can see, he's got like a built-in wardrobe. Just because it made better use of the little bit of space next to the 4-tile bathroom. That's when I remembered I hadn't put a bin in the main one, so just nipping back now. And it's not a terrible sized studio apartment. I actually think it ended up feeling a little bit empty, but obviously he's got the Murphy bed, which doubles as a sofa like during the daytime and comes down as a double bed at night. There is a death risk, but you know, we do what we can. And then I put a little like workspace in there as well, like a desk with a laptop and stuff. I like the new mirror that came with Eco Lifestyle as well. I find it blends back nicely into the back of sinks, so it looks like one built-in unit, but also it looks nice like standalone, just on the wall. And it's only 30 simoleons, so it's a really good one to use if you're trying to make a starter home. As I say, this is not a starter home. I went way over the Greenberg family budget, but that's what cheats are for. That's when I remembered you can't technically put anything on the shelf on the Murphy bed. and I was displeased. I don't use the Murphy bed very often because the death animation freaks me out. I got those hydroponic planters out of the like debug menu, and put some fruit trees in them. These little decorations as well on the walls on the deck are fabricated items, but obviously I've cheated and just got them out of the debug menu. My Sims didn't actually make them. I'm aware that that's cheaty, but what are you gonna do? It is up on the gallery. I just called it like Knox house renovation, but if you follow me on the gallery it's just studio_simly and it's all there. So if you wanted this in your game, you want to renovate it because it's awful, do whatever with it, it's there. You could do what you want with it. This is me just going through the debug menu of trees to try and figure out what would currently be an actual tree at this time of year. I think there's a bunch of cherry trees and avocado trees. I thought it gives a little bit of privacy to that deck as well on the front. A little bit of separation between the two parts of the lot as well. Yeah, I was really pleased with how this came out. I like how Knox's little studio still looks like a shipping container. Like it's not been renovated very much on the outside, whereas his mum's one is less of a shipping container, more of a home. I like how I sort of married those together. I'm loving being able to do shipping containers. Like, that might make the whole of Evergreen Harbour a shipping container world. Who knows? But we're going to be coming up to the screenshots now, so you'll be able to see all of the rooms and the landscaping in all its glory. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe because I make videos like this every single week. Do enjoy the screenshots. I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you